Namaste. Namaste. Peace and blessings. Greetings. Shalom. What's up? What's going on, people? We are at the finish line for the week. Today is Thursday. What I hate about it is that the month of Halloween is almost over with. Spooky season is almost over with. But if you're like me, it's a lifestyle. But they actually have been doing pretty good as far as what they've been showing on like AMC. Hopefully, y'all had a good week. Like I said, tomorrow's Friday, end of the work week. What's going on? Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe as you enter. Kick your feet up, relax, grab your glass of wine, take some notes. Let's see who's in the chat. What's going on, amazingly? Glad you can make it. What's going on, Ronan? What's up? Namaste, Portia. What's going on, Sharon? What's up? So I actually need y'all's opinion on something. I got restricted 2 days ago on Facebook. They said I was restricted because, what was that? How they put it? I didn't meet their community standards in a group that was a boxing group. I didn't follow the community standards on bullying and harassment. The post was about Floyd Mayweather. And me and this guy got into it. All right. First of all, I don't care about none of these celebrities. None of them. You know what I mean? The ridiculous way that people defend these people like they know them is what really grinds my gears, so to speak. Makes my ass itch. You see what I'm saying? So let me read to you. I had to save it. Love, peace, and power, brother Kunami. I had to save this to see Look, I could go into the group. I couldn't respond anymore. But his comments, well, they actually removed my comment. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to ask my live audience, did I take this too far? Or why is his comments allowed, but mine's not? They removed it and said, you can't participate in a group activity for 24 hours and didn't follow our community guidelines. So, like I said, they removed my comment. His was allowed to stay. It's still there. All right. So it started. I was reading the comments and I said, God, the way some of you in here gobbling this nigga's nuts is downright embarrassing. Everybody who disagrees with an opinion is not a hater. And Mayweather is a joke in the sport of boxing. Great businessman, but just an okay boxer. I said what I said. Fuck Floyd. This dude comes back and says, I'm sure he telling you the same shit. Fuck you, nigga. But he put sixes in the place of the G's, right? I come back. I say, that's the difference between me and your slow ass. I know Floyd cares nothing about my opinion, nor does he see them. But you in here like a little old schoolgirl defending his honor like you getting paid to do it. Fuck you and Floyd. Fuck out of here. That was my first comment to him. He comes back and says, ha, 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 ha. Always some pussy ass nigga on here hating because they jealous of another nigga because he better than you. By the way, he spells better, B-E-T-T-E-R-E. I said, shaking my head. You still sound like a 12-year-old little schoolgirl defending a motherfucker that don't know you exist. Keep it up, fanboy. Maybe one day he will give you a couple of dollars. He says this, keep hating like a jealous bitch. Floyd don't give any fucks about what you think about him. I'm a fan, and that's as far as it goes. But your hatred hit deep in your pussy ass. Keep hating, bitch. Now fuck you and eat shit. I said this. Him vagina is aching. Fuck out of here, bitch. Bye, fanboy. You a fan getting emotional about another nigga's opinion. Yep, keep slurping his nuts. Maybe he will notice your simple ass one day. That's all I said. That was it for that comment. They've removed my comment, y'all. I was like, why remove mine but not his? Some other people in here? Namaste, Katrina. What's up? What's up, Brother Moore? Hello, Tosh. Folks could have reported you. I left those groups where I was giving up too much energy. Okay. The nut part. What's up, Brent Booker? Peace. What's up, Sasha Fox? He said, well, that's because you said the way they gobbling his nuts. That comment was allowed to stay, right? When you say ass, you got to spell it A55 or ASZ. Oh, okay. He probably reported me. I guess that's the only way you can win an argument. It's always the niggerins that can't spell. Right. I guarantee this is why I don't get into arguments online, because I guarantee as a Virgo, I am going to take it very far. I am going to hurt your feelings because I am trying to hurt your feelings. I was trying to hurt his feelings. I had a lot more shit I wanted to say. I ain't get the chance. I was like, oh, his little vagina hurting. I mean, I say shit. Yeah, I get petty with the best of them. I can go there if you take me there. And yeah, it's always the niggas that can't spell, trying to clown somebody. Anyway, were they white or so-called black man? I think he was maybe Puerto Rican. I'm not sure. I'm on this other page. Where people, when they talking about Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. I doubt Facebook did that. It sounded like he personally flagged you. Is that what it was? He probably wants a pat on the head from Mayweather. I know, right? They kill me defending these celebrities like that. Why am I trolling the youngsters? Oh, he took me there. That's why. I say shit. Now, look, I'm intelligent. I'm not saying that to brag, but when you're intelligent and have a vocabulary, you really can hurt people's feelings. I wasn't trolling them, though. Nut slurpage. That's what he said. Yeah, he probably reported. Of course. Oh, anything homosexual will stay. His comments stayed. That's what I was like, what did I say? Yeah, I guess I hurt his feelings. I guess. Never meet your heroes. Also, don't have any heroes. Right. My daughter is a Virgo. You are telling the truth. I'm saying he reported my comment, told me fuck me and eat shit. I've never understood that. Why is it when you can't win an argument, you go to personal insults? Not just that, these celebrities don't know you. You should see, if I go and I happen to be bored, which is rare, very rare, I will go troll the Beehive. I do. I will go troll them. Attacks from all sides. You can't say shit about Beyonce. Nothing. That's sad to me, y'all. That's sad. Beyonce don't know none of these people, nor does she care about any of these people, nor is she going to share any of her wealth with any of these people. That's the part I don't get. They defend these people like their lives depend on it. So, yeah, I guess I hurt his feelings. All right. So, yeah. He definitely reported your comment. He might have more than one account. Right. How about that? We must ask ourselves, was he even a real person or a bot? And yes, the Beehive. Look, man, I can do it. I can go there. You know, every now and then I get off being spiritual and love. And I mean, sometimes something will grab me and I will get into a foul mood for some nonsense I've seen, and I'll go do shit like that. But I just did that just because. Oh man, when they say Virgos or hurt you with words is absolutely true. This woman made me piss me off in 2006. 2006. And I wrote a whole poem about her. I called it Bitch. That was the title. I was pissed off. I forgot exactly what, but they removed the poem from the forum. There's a poetry forum. I put it in the right section. It was anger. But she made it seem like one thing to me, and then on the other hand, she was doing, she was being two-faced, and I hate that. So yeah. That's your shadow side. And any sports fan. So my comment about Tyson Fury is that I can't believe this man is a heavyweight. I can't, he has no footwork, no jabs, nothing technical about him. He's just big. That's it. Big. I've been watching boxing since I was a little child. I grew up watching Muhammad Ali. That doesn't make me an expert. It just knows I know what a boxer look like, and he ain't it. He ain't even built like a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said it's irrelevant. No. When you train your body, when you're constantly working out like boxers do, you get built. You get a build. You see what I'm saying? This guy's flabby. He looks out of shape, and he leans on people. Like, when did that become a boxing skill? They are totally destroying all sports. They're destroying. I truly believe it's deliberate. You can't tell me anything different, especially football. They might as well be playing flag football out here now. We ain't gonna talk about the NBA. That shit is so fucking corny. I can't get through a whole game anymore. It's been years since I've been able to watch an NBA game. You know what I mean? So yeah, and plus they all rigged. It is what it is. Big and flabby, too much loose skin. How about that? What's up, Nate the Great? I'm just saying. Like I said, I've always been a sports fan. I grew up in Philadelphia. It's a sports town. We love the Eagles, the Phillies, the Flyers. I know what a boxer looks like, and he's not even jabbing. There's nothing technical. How is this dude a boxer? But anyway, there are people in there, because I made that comment, tried to come at me for that comment. So yeah, and it's not like I was bored or anything like that. I just felt like it. So I spent 10 minutes talking about what? Where we at? Big and flabby, too much loose skin. Again, is he real or is a Mac 5 synthetic? Even chess matches are scripted. No true competition. Right. No true competition. They've taken everything, and it's still my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. It's still part of the reset. They don't train people in the art of customer service anymore. Have y'all noticed that? This is all part of the society they want. Okay. Uh, they've taken, I know I said this before. They've taken hip hop and totally turned it into a mess and weaponized it. You know, you can't tell me this ain't part of the reset. Speaking of which, I know most of you females know that they're attacking the divine feminine. That's another thing. All right. Society, you can tell, you can measure a society by its females, the divine feminine. That's a very important part of any society. And let's face it, they use melanated women as kind of a guiding stick on destroying something. I might have worded that wrong, but they test everything out on melanated women first. So they're destroying her image. Okay. We already talked, you know who Sexy Red is, you know who Sukiana is, and you know that's some bullshit. Now I just heard about another one. City Girls. Okay, City Girls. They got an album out called Raw. The only Raw that I remember that was an album or a single was Big Daddy Kane. They got an album called Raw, and that's an acronym. Guess what the acronym is? Real ass whores. Dora fucking pause. When does it ever end? They've been out ages. I hate it here too, Sharon. I hate it here. Absolutely fucking can't stand it. Anything goes in this country. By the way, speaking of which, I always get notifications from Tariq Nasheed's Twitter. I don't know why or when I subscribe to that. But he says, thanks, Joe Biden, this immigrant who ain't been here long at all and already committed a couple murders. I told y'all that was part of the reset too, to open up the borders, to let anybody in. You was going to say rough and wild? Nope. Real ass whores. Ooh, dang, came in on the look. Hey, I don't know anything about these current rappers. I didn't know who they were. Yeah, he's a mega agent. He absolutely is. I totally agree with that. He is a mega agent. This nigga was coming out with an R&B album not that long ago. Tariq Nasheed. Love, peace, and life, E.J. Taylor. All right. Okay. Let's get to some let's hear from the master teacher. Enough of that.
These tapes are not for the general public or the masses as of yet, but as time goes on, many of the tapes that I produce, Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, those tapes will become very, very valuable and probably wind up as contraband. So I'm making this particular tape looking for the future, the change of mind once they really realize what's actually happening. And these are part of the tapes that are going to help them to realize that. And even some of you who've been here, we've got a lot of black people who've been in America, whose families been in America over a couple of 100 years. Some people who've even weren't slaves, have become slaves based on their thinking dealing with this Christian religion. As I've said before, there's actually nothing really wrong with the Christian religion. It's your perception of what you believe should be, or what you believe as a God outside yourself. And of course, if you believe in a God outside yourself, that God works for the things that are outside yourself and not within you. You see, that energy or that power cannot manifest itself within you and then throughout you, because you believe in some entity outside yourself. So these tapes are not for the general public as of yet, because I spoke up on the last tape. These people will kill you and rat on you and cheat on you, tell on you when the white boy comes door to door, knocking door to door, kicking in doors, looking for this kind of contraband, consider you a revolutionary or whatever, or some kind of communist is a label they'll put on it, or whatever. They'll sell you out. They'll tell on you, you know.
Black
Hey,
devils.
he's one of those people that be talking that stuff, you know. And this will happen. We don't know when, but I mean, we can see where things are headed. I'm not going to deal too much with conspiracy on this particular tape. For those of you looking for a conspiratorial tape, I'll be producing one on mind control in the near future. You might want to get that one. But right now, I want to deal basically with the religious aspects of mind control rather than conspiracy. How many times do you want someone to tell you the different ways that the white people want to kill you off? That's basically what conspiracy information is. It's good to know as far as your enlightenment of his nature and what's going on, but what you need to do is know thyself. What we all need to do, and this is where all things lie. And so this particular version of Blackamoor is called Holy Lies, and it's going to be dealing with a lot of the positive and negative aspects of Christianity. We have various religions that deal with different things that are detrimental to our people, but I want to really deal with Christianity because that is the biggest part of our destruction, is this particular religion. We need more Nat Turners out there. The way he interpreted the Bible on the physical level was a very enlightening way of interpreting it, which is one of my favorite ways. But this particular tape is going to deal with the spirituality of it. Most churches and preachers deal on the physical level, although if you watch some of these church programs, some of these preachers drop science, because these preachers are not what you think they are. A lot of them are Masons, Freemasons, occultists, and they're only out there making money off of you, you see. They know the sciences.
Let me stop right there real quick just to say that he's absolutely right. Okay. You don't get far unless you work for them. Okay. And especially in the church. Remember, there's always esoteric and exoteric. Okay. The esoteric side is what they do in secret. All right. For Christianity, that would be Gnosticism. All right. For Judaism, it would be the Kabbalah. And for Islam, it would be Sufism. Okay. There's always a hidden esoteric side that they practice in secret, and yet they'll give the masses the bullshit. That's what these preachers do. Okay. Just wanted to say that. What's going on, Jamie Haynes? Yep, I could believe that. I told my mom Jesus ain't real. She called up all her church friends telling them what I said. Yeah. Just be armed with knowledge when you do, okay? Because when you come in contact with the truth, and when your eyes are open for the first time, you want to shout it from the rooftops. You want everybody to know what you know, okay? It ain't gonna happen that way. Trust me. You'll gain a lot of enemies. You'll lose friends over Christianity. That's how deeply programmed and brainwashed people are when it comes to Jesus. All right. Even though you can tell them the origins of stuff in the Bible, You can tell them the origin, and they still will find a way to praise Jesus. They will not, Black people will not let that shit go. All right? If you keep this in mind, you will realize that they can't be saved. You've done your due diligence. I'm at a point where I don't argue with people at all anymore. Let's go back to what the master teacher was talking about.
They wouldn't even be at that level unless they knew a lot more than what you think they know. On television and whatnot, Reverend Price, and he did a whole skit destroying the whole Nation of Islam. He did a whole thing on the black church thing, and he knows a lot more than what he is able to say or will say. And so this tape is going to say it. I'm going to be dealing with the Nag Hammadi Library, which is one of the some of the text taken out of the particular Bible. Or actually, I don't want to say taken out of the Bible, because the Bible is basically a compilation of various writings, ancient writings from various cultures that were spread all over the world. When parts of Lemuria began to break off, different sections or our one landmass, as it broke apart, we began to take on recultivate knowledge and interpret it in our own ways in different lands as the land masses became separate. The Moors went around the world, or actually earlier than the Moors, the Essenes, even the Egyptians, and the Garamantes, who were one of the earliest groups of Moors about 5,000 years ago, or 5,000 BC. Went around the world to recultivate a lot of these sciences and put it in a compilation of a book, and we called it a Bible. Bible is the Greek word for book. It comes from the word biblios, which comes from an Egyptian word papyri, or papyrus, which means papers. So if you take the Egyptian term and the Greek term, biblios being Greek, papyrus being Egyptian, it would mean book of papers, you see, the Bible, book of papers, which was a library of different sciences, knowledge cultivated from India, from various parts of Asia, so-called Asia, Egypt, Israel, and so forth, and so forth.
And this is why I often tell people, if you want to, people stick by the Bible and they will not go any further, which is a mistake. Okay. Just like he said, it's a collection of ancient writings. All right. If you have never seen the Nag Hammadi Library, I suggest you get it. All right. There was a reason they killed off the Gnostics. All right. There's a reason. These writings was actually taken out, like he said. Okay. I'm gonna go to the table of contents here. Gives you okay, here we go. All right. Look at all of these books here. The Prayer of the Apostle Paul, the Apocryphon of James, the Gospel of Thomas is the one you should be paying attention to. Melchizedek. All right, the Apocryphon of John. There's a Gospel of Mary in this. All right, the Act of Peter. All right, the Apocalypse of Adam. That was a very interesting one. Okay. So on and so forth. But if you're going to argue with some Christians, because you got to remember, this has been deeply embedded in them. If you're going to argue, at least be armed with what you're talking about. At least know, okay, before you get it. Like Katrina said, I don't bother anymore. I mean, once someone tells me something about Jesus or somebody in the sky, I turn off. It's like, okay, you're a lost cause. Bye. You just stop watching part of a 5-hour documentary on Freemasonry. That's word. Church be having our people in a chokehold too. A chokehold is an understatement because they got niggas out here praying for Israel. Are you serious? Israel. When it was Paris, they had niggas out here praying for Paris. They got niggas. This is how insane black people are. They got niggas praying for oppressive countries that oppress Africa and other places. Darker skinned people. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? It takes a special kind of madman to be able to manipulate somebody's mind psychologically that way and praising their enemies. I said what I said. Peace and blessings, Sister Moonfeather. For those of you who don't know, Sister Moonfeather has a show on Wednesdays. Tune into her show. She does readings. You can show this book to the typical Christian, they'll just dismiss. They will absolutely dismiss it. Oh, it's not in the Bible. No, motherfucker, they was taken out of the Bible. Don't you want to see what was in the Bible? The one that you worship, like I said, most people won't go further than the Bible. They think this is insanity. They think that the Bible is the end all be all. There's nothing else to learn but what's in there. They got faith. Okay? They got faith. They really truly believe there's some person in the sky judging everything they do, watching over them. He has a plan for me. It's ridiculous to have this much information, this much access to information, and people still go with Christianity. That should tell you the state of melanated people. That right there. Pray the gay away. Right. Pray the gay. Lots of I stand with Ukraine. Yes, headed to the donation bin as we speak on the next thing for NPCs. Wow. Yeah, exactly. They sure are crazy. The zombieism is real. And no, motherfucker. Forgive me, I cuss a lot. If you watch any Bobby Hemmett videos, I'm trying to point out a particular one. Bobby Hemmett breaks down so many things. I love his 5-hour lecture addressing the Nation of Islam. There were Fruit of Islam members in the audience. Shut them down. The ones that was trying to argue. You know, Bobby has read a lot. He's well researched. He does not just talk. Same with Azazel Bay. Okay, you got to, and if you're going to address somebody, know what you're talking about. All right. This is why I stand on everything that I say on this channel. I read that much. I research that much. It's damn near a job for me. The Nag Hammadi Library, I believe I made it available in Patreon. I believe I did. Oh, and don't forget that there are more celebrity divorces to come. There are more to come. Okay? It ain't just Will and Jada. That's a specific plan for a specific purpose. Okay? The overall breakdown of the family structure is just beginning with the melanated race, so to speak. They're just using that as a template. Trust me on this. They don't give a fuck what color you are. They really don't. There's another aspect of occultism that you should study if you decide to go down this path. What if I told you that Hitler and the Nazis were trying to prevent everything you see going on now. What if I told you that was the real reason all that shit went on? Would you believe me if I said this? How many would believe me? I'm waiting on the culture creators to tell me which side to be on. How about that, Ronan? Okay. Remember, it says it in the Bible, those who pretend to be Jews are not. There was a specific thing. I don't want to go into it too much because I would love for y'all to do your research. There was a specific thing that the Third Reich was trying to accomplish. Let me just say this one word: bankers. I'll just say it that way: bankers. Anyway, since they put out everything, they give you hints and clues. Okay, watch any of the movies that has to deal with the Nazis. Iron Sky 1 and 2, especially part 1. Part 1 is funny as hell. Inglourious Bastards. Inglourious Bastards. Valkyrie. Okay, you got to understand, Hitler was on Time magazine as Man of the Year. That's interesting, isn't it? I thought we hated him. The shit runs deep if you care to do your research. Thank you, Brother Moore. You hit it. You hit it, the nail on the head. What's going on, Empress KK? Asir talks about that. Okay. Asir is so on point. That's one brother that actually really gets into research. Okay. Inglourious Bastards was good as hell, and most of it is in another language. Inglourious Bastards was the shit, I promise you. I watched the opening scene a lot of times. All right. Let's go to, where were we? 15 minutes. Right there. Back to Azazel Bay.
2 words, esoteric sense, became essence, which later became Essene, you see. But they were in had these particular classes with Amenhotep, who believed in the one God concept. And he also believed in God is within yourself. That's, as a matter of fact, that is the actual law of the Moors, is to know thyself. Because within you all exists, the whole universe, the God, the one God that Akhenaten believed in, all that exists within you. And all the various gods that came about later were different aspects of the one God. That was his theory, which is what I believe is more than likely correct. And so he believed in the God of the universe is within your body, you see. And that's what he taught basically. That was the basic law in the movie Matrix. The oracle, which is the wise one, the oracle is something that holds all the knowledge. A book of knowledge, which was the black woman, older woman. The wise one told Keanu Reeves to look above his head. Above his head was a sign that said, know thyself. Because when you know thyself, then you can govern all other things, you see. That was the law of the Moors, is the law of the Moors. You cannot govern governments, you can't govern communities unless you can govern yourself. And these were the people they appointed. And this is what they began to teach the European, who in actuality still cannot govern themselves. And excuse me. And even, by the way, the occult wisdom, or what we call superstition, which is really super intuition. A sneeze, when a person is talking and they sneeze, that's representative of a person telling the truth. A cough is representative of a person who doesn't know what he's saying or lying. But a sneeze is truth. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, Akhenaten had these particular classes, and the Essenes were the group that he was teaching. One of the persons in the Essenes was called Apollonius, who was the real Jesus that you read in your Bible. You see, who's the real Jesus who lived in your Bible, who you see in your Bible, who went to school in India, who went to school in various parts of the world, learning this particular information. You see, so we're going to deal with a lot more of that. I want to give you some of the esoteric information too, dealing with the actual Bible. Now, the Essenes were coming under attack. The Ptolemies were in Egypt. Akhenaten was crucified, one of the first to be killed for the concept that he believed in. And so was Christ, and the Essenes were all wiped out. And that's why they had to write down all this knowledge in these scrolls and hide them in these particular caves. And later they became known as the Dead Sea Scrolls, you see, which you have the Book of Giants, which you have all these other versions and all these other books that basically the church and no one else is talking about, which you have to actually go and dig these things up yourself and read them yourself, which has a lot of esoteric information in them, a lot of information. But a lot of it comes out of Egypt, you see, which is much earlier, coming out of Lemuria. So what happened was they had to hide this particular knowledge in scrolls because of the actual destruction that was coming upon them, you see, based on their esoteric knowledge. Because once you have a certain level of knowledge, you no longer need a leader. You don't need to follow in the sense that you need to follow someone, go to their particular church or whatever, based on them teaching you something. Because now you have a certain level of knowledge, understanding of self, and how to tap into that power of self. And so what happens is, later on, the Inquisition came into power mainly to get people to follow their form of religion, which was based on money, which I said on the first tape, or I talked about on the first tape, which was bring hither the money, was the one law of the Inquisition, you see, which was a little bit later on, you see. And not only were they killing the esoteric teachers and students, but so-called witches, which were wise ones, based on their menstrual cycle. You see, things like that.
Based on their menstrual cycle. I mean, you got to understand the church is based on money, but yet and still they praise an all-powerful, all-knowing God. Yet he needs made-up money. And the preacher lives in a fancy house, drives a fancy car, and asking for your money. Not y'all here, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, thank you, Sister Moonfeather. I try every day to wear whatever planet day it is. I appreciate that. Let's see. In a second. By the way, if you have not seen this particular lecture by Aziz Obey, it is called Holy Lies. One of his classics. I'm not sure what it goes for on his site, but I put the first part, the Blackamoor with him and Bobby Hemmett, I put that on my Patreon. So if you're on my Patreon, go in there and grab that. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? This was what it was supposed to be, a question and answer session. That's what I intended for this to be. But I got to talking about all the fuckery on Facebook, and I kind of forgot that is what I meant for this to be, a question and answer session. Governing yourself, though. I'm always saying, know yourself, but I'm always saying God is within you. That kind of belief will take you far, especially when it comes to magic, because you will get to a point where the gods and goddesses, the deities, the spirits, you'll see them as aspects of yourself, but that takes some growth. That takes years of deprogramming, okay? That takes years of deprogramming. That takes a long time, y'all. Don't think that this is some overnight thing. It's not, okay? I'm still deprogramming, and it's been years, all right? That video was just recently posted to Patreon. I posted it yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Everybody eats, oh, let me say this too, before, I knew a female, everybody eats off Black people. It's a fact, because we let them. Look at our communities. Look at the melanated communities. Arabs come in, Indians come in, Koreans. Everybody eats because Black people let them, okay? Including other Black people. I knew this woman who had a big audience, okay? We was cool. She used to talk about Black empowerment and relationships, everything that had to do with the melanated community, all right? This went on for a couple of years as she continued to grow her audience. You know what I'm saying? She used to do lives in her bathroom. And I guess she knew that she was good looking, so she can get an audience. She actually has something to say, all right? Like I said, her format was based on the melanated community. One day I looked up to see myself, and she would, come every now and then, tell me happy birthday or comment on a post or something. We was cool, social media friends, right? One day I came to find myself unfriended. So I did something I never do. I inboxed her, said, did I do something to offend you? She never responded. I said, okay, never responded, cool. But when I looked, she had unfriended a lot of people. Did I tell the story already? Does this sound familiar? Did I tell this already? Seems like I told this before. She unfriended a lot of mutual friends also. Okay. This was seemingly, the people that she unfriended was like conscious, you would call them conscious or woke people. And I said, okay. A couple years later, I went back to her page. It came up. I wasn't looking for it. It just came up. Oh, I did say this? Okay. All right. So y'all already know this story. But that's a great example of someone eating off their own community. Because, if you know the story, and Katrina and Nada Great said I did, then you know that now she's all about interracial relationships. She's all about her white husband now. Okay? That's a perfect example of how, and I noticed there's other people who do that. They make it seem like they are for the melanated community, and then they go off somewhere else once they get their audience. But melanated people let them. All right. Remember, $4 billion industry in hair. 4 billion. Probably higher than that now. Thank y'all for letting me know that I said that already. Oh. What do you think about the Gnostic gospel? Do you think God is in another realm? Huh? What? I don't mean to laugh. I don't think of God like most people think of God. That God, they think God is a person. They think it's a male person. All right. I think there's many aspects. I think there's one essence that we all come from. Okay. But all right, let me give you this an example as how I think of God. This is a perfect example. There's an ocean, and in that ocean, all kinds of minerals, nutrients, all these life-giving properties and magic. Everything needs water, right? If you take out a cup of that water from the ocean, does that lessen the power of the water? Does that lessen it? No, it does not. It's the same water, but now it is separated from the ocean. Okay. I don't think of God like Christians think. Like there's someone up above us in some place called heaven where they spend all day worshiping this person. I don't think like that. Big facts, and people don't realize how we support everyone but ourselves. How about that? Yeah. Gnosticism, Sufism, and Kabbalism, or Kabbalistic, all teach self-deification, apotheosis, or the grand arcanum. Perfectly stated, self-deification are macabre soul-sucking portals. Soul-sucking portals? Soul-sucking portals. I can't answer that. What's wrong with dating whites? We have good credit. There's nothing wrong with dating white people. You know, that's one thing that I say. And as far as I'm concerned, you cool with me. I got a bunch of, look, I am not, I hate having to do this, but there's nothing racist about me. Okay. I am from the melanated community. So I speak on topics that relate to us. And most of my audience are melanated people. All right. I don't judge anyone based off their skin color. All right. It's your energy that I look at. Okay. I have dated Caucasian women, Asian, Hispanic. I've dated the rainbow. So none of that matters, especially now. What matters now is people's energy and their intent. You don't have good credit running? Damn, man. You're supposed to feed into that stereotype. Better get your credit right. Shit. I have an interracial radar. Their hair, the way they will talk, I just go through their page. Oh, okay. Okay. Don't y'all get into no racism things. Please don't. You know, there was okay. So you're talking about the female. No, there was nothing wrong with that. It's just that it seemed like that was her agenda the entire time. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that she thought that if she would have revealed that from the beginning, she wouldn't have gained as much of an audience. That's my whole point. It had nothing to do with, you know, white people in general. It had nothing to do with that. It was her agenda. At least I'm assuming that's what it was. I don't think, because I followed her when she first started, when she only had a couple hundred followers, and she would do lives in her bathroom. It was all about the melanated community, and that's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with interracial dating. It's just, if you're going to be who you are. I'm just a big fan of to thyself be true. Be yourself from the beginning. Okay. That was my whole point. Sorry if I didn't make that plain. What's the woman you were talking about? Cynthia G? I don't know who Cynthia G is. African American Zionist. You actually want me to say this woman's name? That's not gonna happen. I don't feel the need to do that. I don't feel the need to do that at all. I don't know who Cynthia G is. I don't. Am I talking to a bot? I mean, is that what that is? Is that a troll? Good grief. Good grief. Why, man? Why me? Why? What did I do to deserve this? Okay. What did I do to deserve it? I hope I explained that correctly. Ronan, if you're still here, I don't want you to feel like there was something wrong with her dating someone white. That's not what I was saying. That's not what I meant at all. It was her intent from the beginning. It seemed like she switched gears all of a sudden. Remember how Lil Nas X came out and he was like, okay, he's gonna mix some country with some hip hop and it sounded good and all that, and it was catering to kids. And then he went to all this gay shit. You know what I mean? He got the audience first, and then he went in a totally different direction. He got the kids first, and then went in a totally different direction. See what I'm saying? That's what people's, that's their method now. This is what they do. That was my whole point. Thanks, brother Konami. I appreciate it. I guess I made it if I'm being trolled. ah. Two bots. That was a bot. I got him. I don't either, but I see the name a lot. I've never seen that one. You made it. Folks be nosy as hell. I ain't talking about nothing. It's all over Instagram and Facebook. Oh, all Israeli bots. They got strong tech. Oh, okay. All right. Shit. Laughter is the best medicine. I totally agree. That's why I enjoy your particular show. Ronan, for those of you who don't know, Ronan, Konami, and Moonfeather have a show they do on Friday nights. I know I said this. I've said this before, but support this show. I laugh a lot when I'm in. I sit back in the background and I just laugh. I participate, you know, but I like just listening. You know what I'm saying? Laughter truly is the best. I am still as goofy as I used to be when I was a child. I just got more intelligence in the age now. They seem to end up on the blackest pages. Yeah, but yeah, Lil Nas X definitely off falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly. Thank you. Could see this is why I fucks with Katrina heavy. You just meant she wasn't genuine and she gained her audience not in an organic way. That was my whole point. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Matter of fact, Katrina showed me something that I was going to show y'all. Like I said, Katrina's always giving me some good information. She really does. And I appreciate her for this. Oh, this one. This one is hilarious, y'all. This one is fucking hilarious. I gotta send this. I gotta show this. I was cracking the fuck up when you sent this to me, Katrina.
Like, I'm really trying to sing to make sure that I get everything. That's fucked up, but that shit is funny as fuck. I can't get that note right. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm really trying to sing to make sure that I get everything. That's fucked up, but that shit is funny as fuck. I can't get that note right. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm really trying to sing to make sure that I get everything. That's fucked up, but that shit is funny as fuck.
All right, oh, I could not stop laughing at that. Is funny. I mean, it's fucked up because he talked about Joe Jackson, but oh shit. Laughter is the best medicine. It really is. All right. All right. Okay. That's it for today. This was not a question and answer session. Oh man. I did more venting on here than anything. But once again, thank y'all for joining me. It is always, yeah, that is fucked up, isn't it? Oh man, I watched that so much and laughed so hard, my stomach was hurt. That's how much I was laughing because this is well put together. It is fucked up, but it's funny. I laugh at some stupid shit. Trust me. If you're on my Facebook page, if you're a Facebook friend, you know I cut up every day. I love laughing. All right. Thank you for joining me. This is the one and only, the mystical, the inexplicable, the hilarious, the magical, the unexplained. There is only one Magick La Croix. I will see y'all next week. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day as well as the weekend. And I will see y'all next time as I greet you in peace. As always, namaste.